Hello. This is my first video. You can call me Honey, I guess, but yeah, so this is gonna be a Kyle X listener, so, let's get into the video. Your point of view. Listener, come here, okay? Mr. Mackey calls out. I jump off the stage and amble over to the chair he is sitting in. The back of his chair has the words director in blocky white letters. He had obtained this position because he had written the script for our play, The Melancholy Few. He called it a modern, less tragic Romeo and Juliet. I don't agree with that description. It's more like an odd, cheesy, nonchalant romance. Mr. Mackey wasn't the greatest at directing, nor the most enthusiastic about it. He didn't seem interested, though, when it included scolding someone, and that someone was usually me. What are you doing? He chides. You can't just blow this off, okay? The play is in a few days, and you will go through with the final scene. But I begin to interject. Listener, I don't care if you absolutely hate Kyle. You will complete this play as it is written, okay? That includes a big finish with a big fat kiss. He seems very agitated, so I decided to just drop it for now. Fine, whatever, I rebuke. Run off behind stage, leaving Kyle confused on stage, and Mr. Mackey slightly fuming. Once backstage in my dressing room, which is really just a glorified closet, I dash in and slam the door behind me. Kyle's point of view. I watched the listener run off, parts of her conversation with Mr. Mackey ringing in my ears. I don't care if you absolutely hate Kyle. You absolutely hate Kyle. Hate Kyle. Hate? She hates me? I whispered in shock. I closed my eyes and listened to my heart shatter. Listener was my best friend and biggest crush, but she hated me? There's no other reason that Mr. Mackey would have said that. Explains why she never goes through with the final scene. She can't bear the thought of kissing me. I thought we were, at the very least, friends. We had been since she moved to South Park. Apparently, something had changed, and that was no longer the case. I flopped down on the edge of the stage and bury my face in my hands. This is too much for me to take. Dude, are you okay? Stan asks me, stepping out from behind the curtain. He was the one who managed the lights and music in the play. I'm fine. I just need some time, I reply, hiding my emotions. Your point of view. Back in my dressing room, I fume quietly. I'm not going to have my first kiss be some cliche act in a play, I mutter, and I won't jeopardize my friendship with Kyle over this either, or any further relationship with him. I can't lose him. I had thought that he was cute, but recently I had been developing stronger feelings for him. I don't want him to think that I'm just a sellout who'll kiss anyone just because the script says so. I'm also worried about my first kiss, just in general. And I'm not going to have it scripted or in front of lots of people. I look at myself in the mirror. My eye-colored eyes twinkling, framed by my long lashes and my hair length and hair-colored hair that frames my face perfectly. I stare into the mirror for a bit longer, and I have a deep sigh and stand up. If rehearsal is still in progress and I stay here much longer, Mr. Mackey will have my head on a platter. I walk back out onto the stage. Kyle looks up at me from where he is sitting on the edge of the stage, then quickly averts his eyes. He looks extremely downcast. I begin to walk towards him in hopes that I can make him feel better, but before I get very far, I am interrupted. Rehearsal is over, everyone. Practice your lines, okay? There will be practice again tomorrow. Don't be late, okay? Mr. Mackey calls out. And come ready to play your part, he adds, glaring at me. Before I'm able to get to him, Kyle jumps off the stage and dashes away. Your point of view. The school day just got over, so I rushed off to rehearsal for the play. I needed to talk to Kyle after his odd behavior yesterday. Not only had he ran away from me after rehearsal, he hadn't spoke to me all day, nor had he texted me back any of the many times I had texted him last night. He always texts me back. Something is definitely wrong. I finally get to the stage and look around for Kyle, but I can't find him. I figure that I'll go to my dressing room and run through my lines once more before rehearsal starts. I am nearly through them when I hear a knock at my door. It breaks my concentration enough to make me realize how hungry I am. I decide that I'll head to the little snack shop near the entrance of the school after I see who knocked. When I open the door, I am greeted by a box of chocolates. My stomach rumbles. I bend down to pick them up, then notice a note on the box. Good luck in the play, it says in scrolling red ink. There are also small hearts doodled all over it. I summarize that anything with hearts on it can't be that bad. I open the box and pop one of the chocolates in my mouth. It was okay. Not good, but not bad. Typical store-bought chocolates. I was so hungry that I soon drowned in the whole box. I throw away the box, as well as the note attached to it, and I lick my fingers contently. I looked up at the clock. 4:01, it reads. Oh no, rehearsal started at 4 o'clock. I'm already a minute late. I pulled out to the stage. Listener Ellen. Has anyone seen Listener Ellen? Okay, Mr. Mackey calls out. I'm here, I shout, nearly falling flat on my face as I come to a stop. It's about time, okay, he says, shooting me a spiteful look. Is everyone ready? I nod, my chest heaving slightly from my sprint up to the stage. I look over and Kyle nods as well. He looks at me and we make eye contact for the first time since yesterday. His eyes show none of the friendly warmth that I'm used to seeing. In fact, they show no emotion whatsoever. Stan steps out from behind the curtains and signals us to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. It starts with the expeditions, read from the narrator, and I begin to feel queasy. I don't know what's wrong. I've done this 100 times and never been nervous about it. In fact, I'm not nervous now. It's something else. My first line is coming up. I have no time to think about it. I push into the back of my mind and begin. About an hour later, Kyle's point of view. We are nearing the final scene of the play. No one has messed up yet, and we seem to be in good shape. I'm not so sure about Listener, though. She's not acting normal. I can't keep thinking about it, though. I've got to focus on my lines. A few minutes later, here it is, the final scene, the moment that I get to know whether Listener really hates me. I lean in and she does too. I look deeply into her eye-colored eyes. Then I notice that she looks a bit green in the face. I'm about to ask if she's okay when she pulled away, leaving me leaning to the place she had been, ready for a kiss that was never coming. I straighten back up, then have a sigh as my shoulders slump and I look down at my feet. Stan pops out from backstage and asks, "Dude, what the hell just happened?" I have no idea, I say, not even bothering to look up. He walks up to me and puts a hand on my shoulder. "Go find her," he says. She's probably just as stressed out and confused as you. He smiled at me. Stan is the only other person that I've told about my crush on Listener, as well as how I think that she hates me. It seems that he not only knows about the situation but understands how I feel. Alright, I'll go find her, I say, straightening back. I walk off of the stage and go search the hallway for Listener. The empty halls resound with the sound of my footsteps, as well as my calls for listener's name. The echoes call back to me. I feel like they are mocking me, telling me that I won't find her. I push through the doubts and search harder. Your point of view. I burst through the doors of the girls' bathroom and scurry into the closet stall, the closest stall. I bend over the toilet and lose my lunch, as well as those chocolates. The girls in the bathroom squeal and scurry off. The bathroom goes silent except for the sound of my ragged breathing. After a moment or two, I hear doors swing open and someone stepping in. Listener, are you here? I hear Kyle say, worry dripping from his words. I'm fine, I lie. Go away, I don't want you to see me like this. I hear the stall door squeak open behind me. I'm not leaving you, Kyle says. I feel warm hands brush my face and pull as they pull my hair back. I am about to turn around to thank him, but my body decides that I will not be doing that. I wrench once again. I stay hunched over, breathing in rapid, broken breaths. I stay like this for a few minutes while Kyle speaks softly and gently to me, telling me that I'll be okay. Soon something inside me says that it's over. I sit up straight and Kyle hands me toilet paper to wipe off my face. I stand up and turn to Kyle. As I turn, he lets my hair fall back. I stare at him for a moment and notice his face is a bit green. Even though he began to feel sick himself, he pushed through for me. I feel some strong emotions stir up inside me. Oh no, I think not this. For as long as I can remember, every time I get sick to my stomach, I have an emotional breakdown. It always includes sorrow, frustration, and lots of crying. Not now, not in front of Kyle. I can't cry in front of him. I think I can't break down and start blubbering. I can't have my mascara running everywhere. He can't see me crying my brains out. Before I can even try to stop it, the tears are streaming down. Oh my God, Kyle says, his eyes widen as he stands petrified. He reaches out and pulls me into his chest as I sob into him. He hugs me tight and strokes my hair. I'm so sorry, Kyle, I manage to squeak out. My words separate by sniffles, and my voice wrecked with sobs. Sorry that you have to see me like this. No, it's fine. You can't help it, he says, holding me closer. Really? It's fine. I continue to cry my eyes out for quite a while as Kyle snuggles me close and sways back and forth. He squeaks softly as he tries to console me. A long time later, I manage to compose myself, but I hold on to Kyle for a little while longer, enjoying being so close to him, enjoying his warmth and how sweetly he squeezes me, enjoying the beats of his heart and the soft and steady sound of his breathing. After a bit, I pull away and Kyle looks down into my eyes, his bright green eyes peering into my eye-colored eyes. Then he looks confused. I pull away and look in the mirror, checking if something is out of the ordinary. I noticed the problem right away. My mascara had run. I looked like a melting panda. I can't believe Kyle saw me like this. This is so embarrassing. I quickly turned on the sink and attempt to wash it off. Why couldn't I have worn a waterproof mascara today? I doused my handful of toilet papers with water and vigorously scrub at my face, trying to clear my cheeks of the dripping black ink. I peer back up at the mirror only to find that though it had gotten lighter and slightly less noticeable, the mascara is still staining my cheeks. Also, in the mirror, I see Kyle's reflection as he stares up at the ceiling with his hands in his pockets. He looks out of place, and it seems that he's feeling that way too. I began to battle my running mascara once again. I rubbed my face so hard in a desperate attempt to rid myself of the accusing black stain that soon my cheeks burn. I can no longer stand the pain, so I look back into the mirror. The black is gone, but now my cheeks are bright red and burn with wrathful fire. I decide that fiery pain is better than melting panda, so I turn back to Kyle. He turns his gaze away from the ceiling and back to me. His eyes shine with compassion. I feel my cheeks flush, even though the fire's still burning on my face, and avert my gaze. I end up looking down at his coat. Damn it, I utter, face palming harder than I knew was possible. My mascara had run onto his coat. The bright orange was smudged with the evil ink. What? Kyle asked, cocking his head to one side in confusion. I sigh and point at his coat, my other hand still covering my face as he looks down and pulls his coat out a bit to see its entirety. He notices the dark smudge and his expression softens. Listener, you're too hard on yourself. It's okay, he says, looking back at me with a smile. I can just wash it off when I get back home. It's no big deal. His smile grows bigger in hopes of making me feel better. I let my hand fall from my face and stare at the ground. Kyle's smile fades a bit when he notices it's not really helping. I'm sorry, Kyle, I say. Sorry for what? He asks. Well, I start. Well, you have nothing to be sorry for, Kyle says, his look stern as he moves closer to me. You've done nothing wrong. He wraps his arms around me once again and gives me a quick squeeze. He pulls back and once again he has a sympathetic smile on his face. Come on, let's get back to rehearsal, he says, grabbing onto my hand and pulling me along. A smile creeps across my face as Kyle pulls me through the near-empty school. Soon we are back at the stage. Unlike anyone else, the stage is completely empty, as are the dressing rooms, the rows of auditorium seats. It looks like rehearsal's over, I say. It sure does seem that way, Kyle agrees. We begin our exit, then a loud click echoes through the empty auditorium. Then we are in pitch black darkness. The click had been the main lights being shut off for the night. Kyle's point of view. The lights had just clicked off, leaving me in the dark with listener. No, bad Kyle. Don't think like that. I began to grope through the dark in attempts to find my way out. Seats. Wait, no. What is this? I squeeze it once again, trying to decipher what it could be. Kyle Broflovski, what the hell do you think you're doing? Listener screams. I quickly pull my hands away and I feel blush spread across my cheeks. So that's what that was. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I screech, surprised by the fact that I'm not glowing in the dark because I'm blushing so hard. After the initial shock finally wears off, I begin to try to find my way to the door. It really shouldn't be as hard as it is. The floor plan should be more straightforward. Soon I find a route with no seat and begin to work my way through it. I eventually find myself at a door and open it wide, letting the light from the entryway spill into the dark auditorium. I notice listener blindingly feeling around. Then she quickly straightens up when she notices that light was spilling in. I chuckle to myself. She rushes over to the open door and smiles at me. Well, now that that's over, we should get home. I've got a lot of homework tonight, she says. Yeah, me too. I'll walk you home, if that's okay. I respond. That's sweet of you. Thanks, Kyle, she says, flashing me a wide grin. A few hours later, your point of view. I'm working half-heartedly on my homework when my phone rings. I hastily pick it up because it's obviously that it's my friend. Okay, little side note, I'm gonna name her Anna because I feel like that'll be better than FN, which is friend's name. So yeah, back to the story. Anna, and we all know how she reacts to waiting too long. Hey Anna, I say, what's up? I heard you got sick after school today. Are you okay? Anna says, frantically. Sometimes she cares a bit too much. Yeah, I'm fine, I say with a sigh. I feel like that's not the only reason you're calling. You know me so well, she chirps. I wanted to know how it went with Kyle today. She drew out the Y for a bit longer than one would expect. It was fine, I begin. I replay the happenings in the girls' bathroom with the crying and mascara problems. Anna often chimes in with a gasp and squeals. I begin to tell her about what happened in the darkness of the auditorium. OHMI God, he really did that? I thought Kyle was a good boy, Anna screeches. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was an accident. He sounded pretty embarrassed, I say, protecting Kyle's honor. He totally wants you, Anna squeals, ignoring what I just said. You know how guys are? Actually, I don't, I say with a giggle. We continue like this until my mom calls me down for dinner. Meanwhile, Kyle's point of view. I finished my homework and am about to wash the makeup off my coat when my phone rings. I notice the caller ID and answer the call. Hey Stan, I say with an exasperated sigh. Hey dude, how did it go? I didn't catch you after rehearsal, Stan said. I did wait around a bit, but I decided to shut off the lights and call it a day. Thanks for that, dude, I say, annoyance dripping from my voice. Why so bitter about it? He asks. I then describe to him what had happened in the darkness of the auditorium, as well as my utter embarrassment because of it. Oh, jeez, dude. She didn't try to behead you, did she? I know Wendy would have flipped out, Stan says. She did seem too pissed off by it. I mean, she did yell it a little, but that's to be expected, right? She did let me walk her home, I say. Oh yeah, you're fine. She took it pretty well, he says. You ever find out why she ran off like that? Yeah, she got sick, I answer. Oh shit, dude, is she okay? Why was she sick? Stan asked. He seemed very concerned, almost too concerned. Yeah, she's fine. I don't know why she was sick, I reply. Then go into detail of what happened in the girls' bathroom with listener. You got her mascara on your coat, Stan says excitedly. So that's called mascara. Dude, that's like a trophy, Stan cheered. You can't just wash it off like that. But Stan, I told listener that I would. She seemed pretty stressed out about it. I can't just go back on that. I couldn't do that to her, I said. Dude, you're too in love for your own good, Stan chides. You gotta tell her already. It's not that easy though, I reply. Dude, grow a pair and say something, Stan says. I have to go now. It's time for dinner. Alright, see you tomorrow, I say. Bye. Bye, Stan says. Tell her, he adds, then he hangs up. I drop my phone and head to the bathroom. I begin to wash the mascara off my coat. It's not that easy, Stan, I mutter to myself. This is just going to be a small little outro. Just wanted to say sorry if your name is Anna. That's the only name that came to my head. And sorry for the she, her pronouns. I think I'm just going to have this be a she, her ASMR. And then I'll do like a non-binary one later and then a male one. So, yeah. Have a nice day and good night, good evening, and good day.